Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I'm bringing to you not one, but two success stories, both from clients of mine. And the reason I'm combining these two stories is because they have two very important things in common. The one thing is living in the end. The second thing is detachment from outcomes. The combination of these two variables has actually led both of these clients to amazing successes with their specific people. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So to give you a brief background of those stories, one client was in no contact whatsoever with her specific person for a whole year. Yes, you heard that right, a whole year. There was no contact, there was no movement, there was nothing. However, when we started coaching together, she admitted that for that past year, she had actually been in a victimhood state, to put it this way. She was looking at the 3D, she was feeling discouraged, she didn't think that things were going to happen for her. Her manifestation seemed very difficult, especially after being in no contact for such a long time. And yet, after we had our first coaching session, she actually believed that she could change the situation to her favor. She started doing inner conversations with her specific person, the way we discussed them in our coaching session. She started finally taking herself out of that victimhood state and instead taking herself into a confident state, a state of inner knowing, a state of love towards her specific person, a state of believing that her specific person still loved her and still wanted to be with her. By the way, I didn't mention that her specific person was her ex-boyfriend. And so when she came to our second coaching session, she already had movement. She hadn't talked to him yet, but a common friend had bumped into him and he was asking about her. And the other movement that she started seeing was that this guy, who never posted anything on social media, all of a sudden started posting story after story on Instagram. So my client continued with the inner conversations. She was very heartened to see this kind of movement. And she got to a point where she was living in the end, but at the same time, she was detached from needing it to happen now. She was detached from needing to see movement in the 3D. She was living her best life. And on our third coaching session, she actually gave me an amazing update. It was her SP's birthday. And even though they hadn't talked in a year, she decided on a whim to just text him happy birthday, not expecting anything. Here, you guys, is the big key. She wasn't expecting anything. She wasn't attached to any outcome. She didn't really care. As a matter of fact, the day of his birthday, she was out with friends, having a lot of fun, and she even half forgot about him. So long story short, she sends him the birthday message and he starts conversation with her. And the conversation goes on for a while, back and forth, back and forth. Remember, this was after a year of no contact and no movement, and with her just doing a few weeks of concentrated living in the end work, inner practice, seeing her specific person in a loving light, starting to believe that things were actually possible for her, which led to actually her feeling detached from specific outcomes. She felt detached from being obsessed with her specific person, which she had been for a long time. She detached from needing things to happen at a certain time in a certain way. And boom, she got her results that easy, that fast. The second client of mine was also in separation with her specific person. They had also been in no contact for a while, I believe several weeks. She had even blocked him from social media. And what happened is that they reconnected over the Christmas holidays. They're officially back together, and because her self-concept is amazingly high, she believes fully in her power. She believes in herself as a master manifestor. She believes in her higher self and her creative power. She knows that she has options. She has no neediness for her specific person. She's choosing to be with him, but she knows she could just as easily choose to be with other people. And indeed, she's having interest from many other people. But at the same time, she has also chosen to see her specific person from a loving light. to live in the end with her specific person, to set her intentions for how she wants to see their relationship. So the combination of projecting unconditional love towards him, at the same time as being detached from needing specific things, needing him to prove his love to her in specific ways, needing specific outcomes, obsessing and overanalyzing the 3D, what is happening in her relationship with her specific person, because they're now officially back together, is that he is becoming more and more attached to her. He is the one who has her on the pedestal. He is the one who at times expresses that maybe he doesn't feel good enough for her, which, by the way, is something that she's working on changing because she really wants to have a secure man by her side. But what both of these stories have in common, and this is why I wanted to make this video today, is that on the one hand, both of these ladies are living in the end. Both of these ladies are imagining their relationship with their specific person the way they want it. They are feeling loved and chosen by their specific person. They're also projecting love towards them. They are letting go of resentment, of any hurts of the past. They are letting go of anger. They are instead opening the door to love, at the same time as living their best life, not needing their specific person to give them happiness, not associating their happiness with their specific person, not attaching to outcomes and not associating love with specific acts or specific outcomes. And so they're both loving their specific person. They're both living in the end within with their specific person, which for both of them, it has started spilling out into the 3D, and they're starting to experience it in the 3D as well. They have let go of the obsession, the neediness, the desperation for their specific person. They are finding their inner power, and they're boldly stepping into their inner power. And as a result, their specific person, in both cases, is coming in, wanting to talk to them, wanting to communicate with them, wanting to continue the conversations, wanting to be around them, doing things to get their attention, and so on. So I do hope these success stories help and motivate all of you who are manifesting a specific person. I can guarantee you, if you can sustain living in the end for the most part, if you make that your dominant state, if you make the energy of love your dominant state, both loving your person but also feeling loved by your person, being receptive to love from them, that automatically is also going to lead you to feel more detached. Not so much attached to their validation and to their confirmation and to the movement in the 3D and to what they say or do in the 3D. Both of my clients did that. They did both parts, both the living in the end and the detachment part, and the results speak for themselves. And in fact, both of them had very good results in a relatively very short time. So let these stories inspire you and motivate you and help you to keep going. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.